Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to run breakdowns for your dynamic ads. So running breakdowns for dynamic ads, this is the beauty of the dynamic ad right here, is that you can actually sort by which image is performing the best. So if you take a look here inside my campaign, I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 images. I've got 4 different pieces of text. I've got 5 headlines, and I've got 4 newsfeed link descriptions. So that's a ton of different combos. And if I was to test this all on my own, it would take a ridiculous amount of ad spend to test all of these combinations separately. So also, I might make a mistake and think something's performing better than it is or whatever. I'm not a super intelligent computer algorithm, so my organization of these assets would not be as efficient as the AI that Facebook provides us, which is the pixel. So the dynamic ad, this is a really awesome thing about the dynamic ad, is you can just plug in all of your creatives and you can let the pixel sort it based on how well it knows your customers. So you definitely use this. This is what you want to be doing with the dynamic ad, and this is how they are the most effective. So just like before, it's a process of elimination, right? So we're going to want to find the worst stuff and cut it out. And if something is standing out and it's really great, then we're going to want to take that and we're going to use it exclusively. So if you take a look at the stats here, so I've organized it by image. So breakdown, dynamic creative asset, and image, video, and slideshow. So it shows the picture of each one of my images down here, and it has the file name. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at the results. So amount spent, how many purchases, and the cost per result. So do you notice which one is the standout here? I've spent $1,300, 600 of that was allocated to this image. So this image did $19.96 per purchase after 32 purchases. And I gave it all of these other images to choose from as well. Now, did some of these other images kind of perform? Yeah, they did. This one did pretty well, this one did pretty well, and this one did pretty well. So do you notice a common theme between the ones that seem to do all right? Let me just pull them all up for you. So that one is the one that did 32 purchases, so it's my best one. This one did 7, this one did 7, and this one did 6. See the trend? They're all engines. So engines, I can deduce from that data that I just got, perform extremely well for people who are buying Power Efficiency Guide. So what I've done, what I can do with this data is I can take the images out and I can use them on their own with whichever ad copy matches up with them, or I can just go get an illustrator to draw me like 100 different variations of engines, and then I can plug those in to see if they can do even better than these images. So that's something that you'd never ever be able to compare images at this level or text or anything else without the dynamic ad. So we're going to move on and just look at some text. So really the only ones you want to look at is image, video, slideshow, text, headline, description, and button. Website URL, it's always going to be the same. We're not switching it. And combination is pretty weird. They just tell you the highest combination, but oftentimes it's wrong. So I wouldn't trust combination. Just look at the data yourself. So I'm going to click on text. And again, we've got a huge standout here. So this bottom text performs extremely well. It's 1982 after nearly 900 out of the 1,300 spent. So this text is pretty good as well. Save money on electricity bills because it's done 7 results at $23.19 per purchase. So even though it's spent $162, it's still doing exceptionally well. So what I would do is even this one actually. 4 purchases at $31.87. So even though it didn't spend that much, still 4 purchases is good enough to keep testing it. This one, however, spent $119, only made 1 sale. I'd probably just cut this guy out because that's I'm losing a lot of money there per purchase. So based on what Facebook is telling me, this is my best. So I'd probably take this out and plug it in with my best image and just do like a single ad with those. And then also just keep testing these. Or I could just remove this and put it in its own dynamic ad. So I go down to the headline. And again, we've got another standout. So this one did 35 purchases at $20.43, 714 spent. So this is by far the winner, and we have 3 runner-ups that are doing pretty good. They've spent a little bit and they've made quite a few purchases, so that's great. So we would drop this one headline off and probably do a dynamic ad with all 3 of these and just see which ones work the best. And we can check the newsfeed link description. And again, another standout. So 39 purchases on this guy, and the rest did okay. So this one did pretty good. This one not so much, but still profitable overall. So this is just the power of being able to use breakdowns on dynamic ads. After $1,300 spent, I pretty much know which creatives are doing the best by far out of how many combinations? 9 times 4 times 5 times 5. So that's a lot, And this is only on one ad set. So you guys can plug this into different ad sets, of course, with different targetings. So this is only the DIY TV targeting. So men 18 to 65 DIY TV. So if we go down, I might have just been targeting this exclusively. No, that's false. So I have off the grid here. So let's see about the images on off the grid. So this is another good way that you can really make sure that your winning image is a winning image, is if it does really well on other interests as well. So the other one was DIY TV, this one's off the grid. So again, this image, this engine with the red thing there, 34 purchases at $13.05. This is 5 times my money on the CPA on Power Efficiency Guide. So this is a standout. None of the other ones did really that great. So this one did okay. 7 purchases for 189 spent. But overall, this image is just head and shoulders a winner. So what we can do with this is just take this out and then run this to off the grid interest. And we know that this one just absolutely dominates. So let's go to the text. Find our off the grid again. And this text, again, doing extremely well, 1428. So the 33 and 35, not so hot. They did make some purchases, but I mean, they're twice as expensive. So we're just going to use this one. The headline. So off the grid again, and this one, 1441. So again, another standout. This one did pretty good. So 9 purchases at 2114. So I'd probably split test both of these with my best image and ad copy. So then we would go to the description again. And another clear winner. So it doesn't happen this perfect all the time, but I just found a campaign that it did happen perfectly in, just to show you guys as an example, because this is really illustrating the power of the dynamic ad and how it can really split out your best creatives and save you just a ton of testing money. So that's why we teach dynamic ads. You do have to spend to get this data, but once you do, you can really laser in on what's working. And if all your results are somewhat similar, like let's see if I can find one that is pretty similar for results. So like this one, for example, this one didn't make any purchases. This one just made 1. This one made 2. So the results are kind of similar here. You wouldn't really need to do anything. You just need to spend more on it. Like I've spent $118 on this. Didn't really get data back that can help me too much. So like for images, for example, this must have been a split test with that image. Yeah, see? So this image did 3469, or I mean this text rather, and then this text did 4098. So um, sometimes it doesn't work out super pretty like the examples I showed you, but sometimes it does. So all you're looking for is something to stand out. And honestly, if I let this campaign run for another couple days, then one of these images or ad copy or headlines or whatever might just pull ahead of the others, and that's what you're looking for. You're either looking for something to do exceptionally well so that you can pull it out and test it on its own, or you're looking for something that's doing exceptionally poor so that you can pull it out and just not use it anymore or test it on its own with something else. So use this breakdowns for the dynamic ads, you guys. This is just invaluable data. As far as I know, Facebook is the only one that does this, and that's why their platform is just so excellent in comparison to the competition. So definitely use this, you guys. This is going to help you a ton.